Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. Rise and shine. Do it with the right attitude, the right mindset. And we are joined by Cathy Lumsden, who's a psychotherapist with the Adlerian Center. Great to have you on the show. And author of The Best Advice Your Mother Never Gave You, A Guide to Finding Love in the 21st Century. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just out about 2 weeks ago, but 2 years pretty much in the making, and a lifetime of what it is that you're passionate about and the work that you do. Give us a quick rundown of the idea behind the book.
Well, the best advice your mother never gave you was because she didn't know. Plain and simple, we do what we know. We have learned behaviors that we repeat intergenerationally. So this book is to reduce divorce rate, is to empower people to be able to notice what their behaviors are that are sabotaging relationships and change it around.
And also you have a lot of young people that are reading this in terms of understanding who they are, what they offer to relationships before they even head into that aspect of their life. Is that right?
Very interesting, yes, because I find the younger generations they're wanting an emotionally connected relationship. Even commercials, if you see that dust commercial, the Swifter, the little piece of dust that lives in between O and P, and the Swifter comes along and he gets connected. Everybody wants to be connected. Everyone wants to belong. But how we get connected, why we get connected, needs to be looked at.
There's a wonderful aspect to this in terms of understanding, and a workbook aspect as well, in terms of being honest with yourself and answering these questions. What was the workbook aspect in terms of going through and asking yourself some of these questions?
Well, I think the self-reflection is very important because we get into our coping strategies. We develop walls, I call them masks, in there, and that allows us or prevents us from actually looking at our own behaviors. So these are a good way to be able to look at yourself, see what you're doing, your partner be able to do the same. Then you can create a new language that the two of you can then stop reacting, stop withdrawing, start responding, listening better.
You also broke it into different parts. There were 4 different parts, if I'm correct. Can you explain those to us?
Of the mask? Well, the mime is the pleaser. The A is for actor, the avoider. S is for Superman, the needing order and superiority, and K is for king, a need for control. And we develop these masks as very young people, through the eyes of a child, right? And they interfere in our adult relationships.
When you look at the success that you've had with your clients, is it interesting to see how putting these in action have developed and have worked for so many people that you've worked with?
Oh, it's unbelievable. People coming in for individual counseling, people coming in for couples, parenting, family counseling. These principles are the cornerstone to be able to help people develop emotionally connected relationships.
Would it work if one individual is taking the time to be able to work on themselves, and then you have another who's still with sticking with what they know, and then there it creates friction as well?
Yes, however, your chances of improving your relationship improve. Hopefully the other one will see the shift or the more peace inside the other person, and so they may say, let me have a read of this too. When you get stuck, that's when people come for counseling often, to help the other person. It's fear that prevents us from looking at our own behaviors, right?
Is that the biggest obstacle that we have?
Of course.
Fear. Fear of failure? Fear, is it mostly a failure?
Of somebody really
hurt?
Seeing who I am, or me really seeing who I am. I don't really want to look at that. It's easier just to push it away. It's easier to blame other people. It's not me, it's you. Yeah.
There are so many different things, and so the book is really a wonderful workbook. When you think about it now, and as a mother, do you see now the advice that you give differently, or that you see differently than what you saw from your own mother?
Oh, of course, and it's because they didn't know. They weren't educated, right, in having emotionally connected relationships. It's intergenerational. So now in the 21st century, people want emotionally connected relationships.
It's an opportunity. The book is just out 2 weeks. You'll have a signing. Are you looking forward to that this Saturday at the Pinecrest chapters?
Yes, come down, come and chat, even if you don't want to buy, but just you'll learn a lot.
You'll learn a lot, and even ask the questions. So you have it Saturday at the chapters in Pinecrest, and then you'll have another one a couple weeks later in Canada. Is that right?
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
You know, it's a lot of work that goes into this, and to finally have it out, it looks great. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. We're looking at top of the hour, heading into hour number 2, right here on CTV Morning Live. We've got your top stories coming your way. Lots on the go in terms of the political world, the sports world, all the details are right after this.